Shalom, grace and peace. Bible came alive. My brother Elrad, don't know the brother, but hey, shalom, grace and peace. You know, we here, like as we always are, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening. All right, live for our Periscope viewers and our YouTube recording. Wisdom of creation.
Right.
Class, bro. Get ready to bring it out.
You already know, you know. I'm Brother Malak. We got Brother Amos in the house, you know. And we finna, you know what I'm saying, go through the little creation, wisdom of creation, right? All right, let's go ahead and open it up with, no, we're gonna go straight to it, man. And we'll can hit the box afterwards.
Close with the box for sure.
All right, let's go to Genesis. We're going to Genesis 1. Mm-hmm. Genesis 1.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 1.
Right. And we would, I mean, if you don't know, you know what I'm saying, the precepts, the Genesis 1, we're going to break it down. Get your pen and pad, right? And if you got precepts, help me out. Throw a couple precepts on the screen. For the YouTube viewer, throw a couple precepts on the comment board.
Right.
And help me out too. Iron sharpens iron. All praises. Go ahead, bro.
You in the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the beginning, the Most High created the heaven and the earth.
Read it again.
In the beginning, the Most High created the heaven and the earth.
One more time. We got to listen to what's going on. Go ahead.
In the beginning.
In the beginning.
The Most High created the heaven,
comma, don't it?
right?
Heaven, go ahead.
And the earth.
But is it specifying what he created in heaven? You see, that's why we can't go no further. That's what they should do in the Christian churches. That's what we should do at home.
Right.
We should stop and observe every verse and be like, you know what? Wait a minute. It said in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. But what did he create in the heaven? What, you know what I'm saying? So let's go to Psalms 104, verse 4. So I say, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
Psalms chapter 104.
Start at 4.
Starting at verse 4.
Go ahead. Just go to 3. Go to 3.
All right, Psalms 104 verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters?
Right. Who? Go ahead. Read it again.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
Go ahead.
Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?
And we know who that's talking about, right? We know who that is, right? And who layeth, right? That's the Mashiach, right? So we know that according to Colossians chapter 1 verse 16 and Hebrews, right? The book of no, it's John. It's John.
John 1 and 1.
John 1 and 1. Sorry about that.
Beginning, right.
Go ahead, read forward, because this is the key. What I wanted, because he created the heaven and the earth. Go ahead.
Psalms 104 verse 4. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire?
You see that? He made so the angels was created in the heavens, right? It had to be. Angels had to be created in heaven because it says in the beginning God created heaven and earth. He didn't mention what he created in heaven.
Right.
We're getting that. Know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever?
Okay, now let's get Revelation chapter 15. I mean, let's go to Revelations 4 real quick. All right, the reason why we're going to this is because Psalms 104 verse 3 say, "Who left the beams of his chambers in the waters?" What, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna grab that real quick. Couple quick precepts for that. Go ahead, Revelation chapter 4 verse 6.
Revelation chapter 4 verse 6. And before the throne there was a sea of glass, like unto crystal.
Read it again.
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal.
Right. That's it. Go ahead. Keep going. Read all of it.
And in the midst of the throne, and round about the throne, were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind.
You know who that is? That's the ministers of the Most High, that he made a flaming fire, right? His angels. Right? Now let's go to Revelation chapter 15, verse 2. We're going through those quick because that's a precept of Psalms 104, verse 3, right?
Revelation chapter 15.
The sea of glass before the throne. Sorry about that. I didn't.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? It said, who laid the chambers of it, who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters, right? In the waters. You see what I'm saying? His chambers in heaven, right? And it's a sea of glass, right? That's why you say in Genesis 1 it said we're gonna get that too. You got the firmament and waters above the firmament and below the firmament. You know what I'm saying? Before it's grown is a sea of glass. You see that? Go ahead, read that.
Revelations 15, verse 2.
Right.
And I saw it as it were a sea of glass, mingled with fire.
Mingled with fire, right? And you read that in Ezekiel 2. We're going to get that too. Go ahead.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God.
Right. And you keep reading that, he ministering and worshiping, and all praises, glory, glory be the Lamb. You know what I'm saying? So
Praise, right.
That's beautiful right there. You know what I'm saying? The sea of glass, who laid his beams of his chambers in the waters, right? So we going now. We finna deal with verse 4 in Psalm 104. Who maketh his angel spirits administering a flame of fire. Go to Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 13. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 13. So when he created the heavens and the earth, he created his angels to be his ministers. You know what I'm saying? And he had to create them to be, you know what I'm saying? Immortal, right? Immortal.
That means everlasting.
Right.
Ezekiel.
What I said again?
1:13.
Okay. Did I say 13?
I mean, he said Ezekiel 1.
I said 1 and 13, right. I said Ezekiel 1 and 13.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 13.
Go ahead.
As for the likeness of the living creatures,
As for the lightning of his angels, that minister of flaming fire, go ahead.
their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
You see that? Their appearance was like burning coals of fire. Go ahead.
And like the appearance of lamps.
And like the appearance of lamps, right? Go ahead.
It went up and down among the living creatures. And the fire was bright. And out of the fire went forth lightning.
So I don't know if y'all brothers and sisters ever seen Dragon Ball Z. This is what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? If you have their body, you can see the fire going through their body and lightning. You know what I'm saying? Around their body, little. You know what I'm saying? And read the next verse.
Verse 14. And the living creatures ran. And returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning.
Flash. You have DC Universe. Flash. You know what I'm saying? Like quick. They ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. That's quick, man.
Very.
You know what I'm saying? Who dealing with that when Christ come back with them thousands of thousands? You know what I'm saying? But let's go back to Genesis 1. All right? So Genesis 1 and 1, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go to Job 38, 37. We already know what Genesis 1 and 1 say. Let's go to Job 30. We just can get any quick precepts for Genesis 1 real quick. Job 38 and 37. Job 38 and 37. Go ahead.
Chapter 38.
It's okay to have a little fun, man, there and not there. We serious about this truth, you know what I'm saying? We serious. We ain't getting no folly. We just, you know what I'm saying, like to have a laugh there and there.
Oh yeah, our true followers know when they watching street ministry.
Right.
Hey, Job, right?
Right.
38 verse 7. When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God.
37, my bad.
30 verse 7.
38, 37.
37. Yeah, right, my bad. 38 verse 37. Who can number the clouds in wisdom? Or who can stay the bottles of heaven?
Right. Who can number the clouds in wisdom? You know what I'm saying? You got different layers of heaven, right? So the Most High created the angels that's in heaven with minister unto him. He created the clouds that where the fowls dwell, fly at, right? So it say, who can number the clouds in wisdom? We already know who that is, the Creator. You know what I'm saying? That's who he created clouds, okay? And who can stay the bottles of heaven. That's, you know what I'm saying? I will open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, right? Stay the bottle, stay the water, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, and we're going to go, now let's go to 2nd Esdras 16:55. 2nd Esdras 16:55 in Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra.
16:55. 2nd Ezra 16:55. Mm-hmm. Which spake but the word, let the earth be made, and it was made. Let the heaven be made, and it was created.
Right. Go ahead.
In his word were the stars made. And he knoweth the number of them.
Right. You see that? So he made the stars. You know what I'm saying? And he know the number of them. Right. Because he created them. Right. So okay. So that goes with Genesis 1, man. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And then now we're going to go back to Genesis 1. You know what I'm saying? So we gave a couple things what he created, right?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? In heaven. So let's go to, go ahead, go read it.
Back to Genesis,
right.
Chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God Most High created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters.
Let me get Psalms 33:6. I got 33:6 here. I didn't bring that out. Let me bring up Psalms 33:6. Let's see real quick.
Psalms chapter 33, verse 6. By the word of the Most High were the heavens made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of his mouth.
You see that? All the host of heaven. Everything that is in heaven was made by the Most High. Right? By the breath. Okay, that's what Psalm 33 was. All right. And then now let's go to, so we're in verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Let's see what this, let's see, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Let's go to Psalms chapter 18, verse 9.
Psalms 18:9. He bowed the heavens also. He bowed the heavens also, and came down. And darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub. And did fly.
Remember it said he was on the wings of the wind, right? And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Go ahead.
Yeah, he did fly upon the wings of the wind.
Go ahead.
He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the sky.
You see that? That's the time of creation. The darkness was upon the face of the deep, right? It's darkness around him, and in the clouds, because he created the heavens and the earth, right? You got the clouds and everything around him, right? So that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted on that right there. So the darkness, okay, it says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, right? And right there it says in verse
11.
Is it 11? Yeah, 11, right? And right, he made darkness his secret place, his pavilion round about him, where dark waters and thick clouds of the sky.
Man, when he said his pavilion round about him, I mean to see the what was that round about his throne?
Oh,
you just read?
That's Revelations. Right.
Glass. Right. Round about. That's his pavilion round about him. And I'll pray.
His secret place, his pavilion right about him, where dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. Go ahead. Let's go back to, now let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 9. 2 Samuel chapter 22 verse 9. 2 Samuel, because we're still there. And darkness was upon the face of the deep, right? 2 Samuel chapter 22 verse 9.
Verse 9. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also and came down. And darkness was under his feet.
Oh, we just read this. This is the same thing, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, it line right up.
Yeah.
And verse 11. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. And he was seen upon the wings of the wind. And he made darkness pavilions round about him, dark waters and thick clouds of the skies.
All right, that's the same thing we just read. Okay, so
and that's written word for word, straight from
keep going, real
verse 12. And he made darkness pavilions round about him, dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. Verse 13. Through the brightness before him were coals of fire kindled.
Go ahead.
The Lord thundereth from heaven, and the Most High uttereth his voice.
Right, so when you hear that thunder roar, that Most High uttering his voice. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And he sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning and discomfited them.
Go ahead.
And the channels of the sea appeared. The foundations of the world were discovered at the rebuking of the Lord, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils.
Okay. So, okay, that's nice, man. And, right, we back on, let's go back to Genesis. Chapter, oh shit, I forgot to get the earth. Psalms 95, verse 4 and 5.
Psalms 95.
Psalms 95, verse 4 and 5. I missed this with the earth. Well, we are in the earth, right? Right now, we're getting to the part where he created the earth. Psalms 94, go ahead.
95 or 94?
Oh, shit. 95. Sorry about that. Psalm 95, verse 4.
I got you. Psalm chapter 95, verse 4. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also.
Go ahead.
The sea is his, and he made it. And his hands formed the dry land.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker.
Right. So the Lord, the Most High, is our Maker. Right. He made the sea. That's in the earth and everything. Right. Let's go. Let's get some more. Let's go to. Okay, and it says, darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the water. Let's go to Job 30 and 8. Now we go to Job. Job 30 and 38. Job 38. We'll go back to Job 38, and yeah, that's got something to do with it too.
30 verse 8.
No, it's in 38.
Oh, Job 30, okay.
Didn't we do 38 already? Yeah, we did 38, but it's a different part of 38 I wanted. Let me get it real quick. Job 38.
38 verse 4.
38
Verse 2.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's good. Go ahead, bro.
4?
Yeah, right there. Start it.
38 verse 4. Where hast thou, when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding.
Right, the Most High's addressing Job. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Who, verse 5, who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest?
Who laid the measures of the earth, if you know? Go ahead. That's what he's saying to Job.
Or who hath stretched the line upon it?
Right. What so-called oppressors, they say they have stretched the line upon it and all of this and measured the earth, and they can tell you how far the moon is. They can't tell you nothing, man. They're full of it, man. But that stretched the line upon the equator, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6, whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof?
Right, who laid the cornerstone of thereof, right? Go ahead.
When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy.
Go ahead.
Or who shut up the sea with doors? When it brake forth as if it had issued out of the womb?
Right. See, who shut up the seas with doors? Meaning stopped them at the coastline. That they proceed not upon the land, right? As if they had issued out of the womb, as if they broke forth out of the womb like a birth, right? You know what I'm saying? No, they stay at the coastline. The sea stay at the coastline. Go ahead.
Verse 9, when I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it.
That's the time of creation. When he made the clouds, and dark thickness was on the face of the deep. Go ahead.
And break up for it my decreed place,
Mm-hmm.
and set bars and doors,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
and said, hitherto shalt thou come, but no further.
He's talking, that's the sea. That's when he created the sea. Hitherto and but no further. Go ahead.
And here shall thy proud waves be stayed.
You see that? The coastline. Go ahead.
Thou hast commanded the morning since thy days. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days?
Mm-hmm.
And caused the day spring to know his place?
Right. You can read all through this, man. In Job 38, man, you'll get, it's deep on creation, right? Let's go back to Genesis.
Back to Genesis.
All right. My favorite part, verse 3.
Genesis 1 and 3. And God said, and the Most High said, let there be light. And there was light.
Read it again.
And the Most High said, let there be light. And there was light.
Right. Wisdom is double. Because if you go to 2nd Esdras 6 and 6:45, what we were just talking about, he on the fourth day he caused the lights to shine on the fourth day. So what light is this talking about in Genesis 1? Hey, wisdom is double. It can be a fair light, you know what I'm saying, light to see with too at the same time. And he because he did create the sun, moon, and star, because they are part of the heaven, right? They are part of the heaven, just like clouds. He created them, but he didn't cause them to all of them to shine on he didn't cause all of them to shine on the first day of creation, right?
Didn't give them their order the first day.
Right. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 8:22. Proverbs 8:22.
Proverbs chapter 8, verse 22. The Most High possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old.
Read it again.
The Most High possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old.
Go ahead.
I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was.
You see that? You know what I'm saying? What is this talking about, man? Keep going. Keep going, bro.
Verse 24. When there were no depths, I was brought forth.
When there was no sea, I was brought forth. Go ahead.
When there were no fountains abounding with water.
Go ahead.
Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth.
Right. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was brought forth. Go ahead. We're going to 30.
Okay. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world.
He ain't make nothing before this. That's what. And if you got any understanding in the book of Proverbs, we all know what this is talking about. This is talking about wisdom itself. Come on, man. Go ahead.
When he prepared the heavens, I was there.
Right.
When he set a
You
compass.
see that? And in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So before all that came forth, wisdom was there, right? Or else nothing could have got created. Go ahead.
When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep. When he gave to the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment.
And then we just read that in Job 38. When he gave to the sea his decree that water should not pass his commandment. Go ahead.
When he appointed the foundations of the earth.
Go ahead.
Then I was by him.
Go ahead.
As one brought up with him.
Go ahead.
And I was daily his delight. Rejoicing always before him.
Woo! That's beautiful, man.
Right with the creation.
That's beautiful. Right with the creation, man. All right, let's go to Psalms 104, verse 30. Just that verse. Psalms 104, verse 30.
104:30 Psalms. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth.
You see that? The Most High sent forth his spirit, and everything, and they were created.
Boom.
And thou renewest the earth. See that? Most High is the man.
He forth thy spirit.
Let's go to Psalm 74, verse 16. Psalm 74, verse 16.
Psalm 74, 16. The day is thine, the night also is thine. Thou hast prepared the light and the sun.
Thou hast prepared the light and the sun. Go ahead.
17. Thou hast set all the borders of the earth. Thou hast made summer and winter.
Right. A little bit more on that creation right there, man. Right? And all that was created with wisdom, right? Gotta have wisdom to create all that.
And that summer and cold is two opposites. That's giving the opposite of hot and cold.
Right. They get let's go to 2nd Esdras 6:40. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 40.
All right, we're in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 40. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures.
Read it again.
Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures.
Go ahead.
That thy work might appear.
That thy work might appear. Let's start at 39 real quick. Let's see what we talk. Let's get a little context in it. Go ahead.
39. And then was the spirit, and darkness, and silence went on every side.
This is the beginning. Go ahead.
The sound of man's voice was not yet formed.
You hear that? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing. Go ahead.
Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasure.
Go ahead.
That thy work might appear. Your voice was not yet formed.
You see that? Voice was yet not formed.
Man.
Then he commanded a fair light to come forth out of the treasure, that thy work might appear. And very fair light, man. Let's go. Let's get my brother Jedi helped me with this too a little bit. Look at Jeremiah 51 verse 15. Jeremiah 51 verse 15.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 15. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom.
What? Go ahead.
And hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding.
Read it again, brother.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 15. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom.
He hath established the world by what?
By his wisdom.
By his wisdom. Go ahead.
And hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding.
Understand that. Read.
When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heaven.
Right. That's that sea of glass. Go ahead.
And he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures.
Woo! That's beautiful, man. All right. Let's go to Sirach.
Vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth.
Right. Right.
It's something, man. I don't want to get off. He's right between this. There's no precept or nothing, but it's something that happens in the Niagara Falls or somewhere in the Amazon that happens that causes vapors that for the earth.
Yeah.
How the north south and like with the winds and stuff.
Yeah.
It goes right in with this, man.
Beautiful,
talking about the Amazon and the whatever the vapors or the moisture in the air, moisture, and it travels around the whole earth, man, from that one area.
Yep.
This is what that's talking about.
Beautiful.
Where you need me to go now?
Sirach chapter 1. Sirach chapter 1.
In the Apocrypha. Okay.
Going to verse 4.
In the book of Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 1, verse 4. Wisdom has been created before all things. And the understanding of prudence from everlasting.
You see that? Read it again.
Wisdom has been created before all things. And the understanding of prudence from everlasting.
You see that? Now drop down to 9.
Verse 9. He created her and saw her, and numbered her, and poured her out upon all his works.
Right. That's that fair light that all his work may appear, right? You see that?
Yeah, the wisdom of his creation, man. Beautiful.
All praise to the Heavenly Father. Let's get Proverbs chapter 2, verse 19.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Proverbs chapter 2, verse 19.
In the book of Proverbs 2:19, none that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the path of life.
Right. You see, none that go unto her return again. Meaning, everybody that cometh unto wisdom, that they don't return again. Neither take they hold of the paths of life. Wait, read it. Go ahead, read it.
All right, Proverbs 2:19 again. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life.
Is that what I want? Proverbs chapter 2, verse. That's what I. Let me see this. Yeah, that's. Oh, I must have been thinking of something else. I got that here though.
Okay, well, let's go back to Genesis.
Back to Genesis.
Back to Genesis, right?
Back to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4.
You know what? Let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. Right. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6.
Second Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 6.
Right.
For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts, to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God.
To give the light of what?
To give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ.
Wisdom. You see that?
Yes, sir.
That's what that is. Not talking about a, you know what I'm saying, a light, a shining light. Wisdom. Let's get Psalms 136. Psalms chapter 136. Let's see where I'm at real quick.
For his mercy endureth forever.
Psalms 136, verse, we're going to start at 5.
All right, so in the book of Psalms 136, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
To him that by wisdom made the heavens,
Mm-hmm.
for his mercy endureth forever.
Read the next verse.
To him that stretched out the earth from above the waters.
Read it again.
To him that stretched out the earth above the waters.
The earth above the waters. To him that stretched out the earth above the waters, right? That's talking right here on earth, in the seas, right? Because stretched out the earth, meaning like made the hills. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was flat and low and desolate, right? Before everything was formed, before the mountains and hills were formed. Go ahead.
For his mercy endureth forever.
Go ahead.
To him that made great lights, for his mercy endureth forever.
Right. All praise to the Heavenly Father, man. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 12. I got that in there too as a footnote. Let's see what that say. Jeremiah 10, verse 12.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion.
Right, by his discretion.
His discretion.
I mean, he, you know what I'm saying? That's why he say, I'm the only, and there's no one with me. You know what I'm saying? It's no other God. He's not sharing his glory with everybody. You know what I'm saying? With nobody, man. He's a jealous God. He's not sharing his glory with nobody. All right. So we back at, let's go ahead and go back to Genesis.
Back in Genesis chapter 1, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And God saw the light, that it was good.
Yeah, right?
And God divided the light from the darkness.
You see that? God saw the light, that it was good, and he divided the light from the darkness. We understand why brothers would say that that's talking about like probably the sun and moon, you know what I mean? And he divided from the darkness. We understand that. But verse 3 is talking about wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That fair light that came out of the treasures. You know what I'm saying? Which he established before he established the heavens. or anything. Right? Go ahead, read it again. My bad, bro.
Verse 4. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness.
Go ahead.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
Right. Evening and the morning followed the first day. All right. That word were. Were the first day, the evening and the morning were the first day. You gotta look that word were up in the Hebrew. It followed the first day. Chief day. That a chief. You know what I'm saying? For real. All right. And we could find that too. I could get a preset on that. Damn, I knew it was. It's somewhere in the New Testament, the Gospel, like Thessalonians says, "You are the children of David." No, not that one. No, that one. I'm trying to find something else. I think I got it right here. Yeah, I think that is too, but.
In the evening and the morning followed the first day. I just got St. John 11 and 9. When the Messiah answered, "Are there not 12 hours in the day?" That just proved
Bring it in,
half.
Bring it in, cause right.
St. John 11 and 9. Cause just laying back off the brother, right? Genesis 1 and 5, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Like that word means follow the first day, right? Follow what after that first day, which is, brother said, Beneshi. You said it right better than I can pronounce it in Hebrew, but that's when the heaven was created. Then we're talking about the earth. Anyway, so John 11 and 9 says, the Messiah answered. This is St. John 11:9. The Messiah answered, "Are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world." But the point is, like the Messiah is asking, are there not 12 hours in the day? So we know in the evening and the morning were the first day. Evening and morning means what? Nighttime and daytime. So that's 12 and 12, 24 hours.
Got it, bro. Okay, so it's saying, God, let's go to read verse 4 again.
Verse 4 again. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness.
God divided the light from the darkness, right? He saw that the light was good. What's good? What's good, right? You see that? What's good? Keeping the commandments of the Heavenly Father, right? So wisdom is good. That, you know what I'm saying? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge and understanding, right? See that? All right, let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse 4.
1 Thessalonians.
We're going to find out what this light and darkness is. Go ahead.
Chapter 5, verse 4.
Go ahead.
But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
See? But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Right? In darkness how? That's spiritual for wickedness. You are not in darkness and evil wickedness. That day should overtake you as a thief. What day? The day of the day of the Lord, right? Just like the days of Noah. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Ye are all the children of light.
You are all the children of light. Is that saying we're the children of the sun? Right. We don't catch stand counts from the sun, right? But we're not children of the light. We're not talking about children of that light, the sunlight. It's saying children of wisdom. That's what that light in Genesis 1 and 3. Yeah. Wisdom was the foundation of before everything. So we are the children of light. Go ahead.
And the children of the day.
And the children of what?
Of the day.
Right, because we don't roam at night like damn animals, right? Go ahead.
We are not of the night.
We are not of the night. Go ahead.
Nor of darkness.
Or nor of darkness, evil and wickedness. You see that? And why we are not at night? And so, it's in Psalms where it say the lion at night, the lion go out and find their prey and all of that. That's who is of the night, right? The animals come forth and get their meat, you know what I'm saying, in the nighttime. That's that scripture where it say the waves, you know what I'm saying, it's talking about the moon and then the waves, you know what I'm saying, something like that. You know that scripture I'm talking about in Psalms? No. But it's okay, we ain't pulling it. We ain't pulling it. I was just trying to bring it to your mind, trying to give you like a little vision, you know what I'm saying, in your head about what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead and read
verse 6.
Go ahead and read verse 6.
Verse 6, 1 Thessalonians 5:6. Therefore, let us not sleep, as do others.
Right. Therefore, don't let us go to sleep like others. Mean be in darkness, like others. Go ahead.
But let us watch and be sober.
We gotta watch and be sober. Have a sober mind, right? A conscious mind, right? To discern all the wickedness, man, and stay away from it and keep these commandments. Do good. That's the good that God the Most High seen in verse 4. We're gonna go back to Genesis, right? So we found out what the darkness is. Let's go read verse 4 again.
Verse 4, Genesis 1:4. And God saw the light, that it was good.
Right.
And God divided the light from the darkness.
Go ahead.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Right.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
See that? And the you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 6, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
Right. Let it divide the waters, the sea of glass, from the waters here on earth. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and God made the firmament, and divided the waters, which were under the firmament.
And divided the waters that were under the firmament, right? The seas, right? Different type of seas. You got all, different names. Go ahead.
And God made the firmament and divided the waters, which were under the firmament, from the waters, which were above the firmament.
Oh, he divided the waters that was below from the sea of glass that's above the waters that's above the firmament. Go ahead.
And it was so. Verse 8, and God called the firmament heaven.
Right. Go ahead.
And the evening and the morning were the second day.
Right. And the evening and the morning were the second. He called the firmament heaven. Right. That's the different other kind of heaven. That's where the fowls fly. Right. With that type of heaven. And then he got the other heaven where he dwells, where his chambers is. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 9, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
You see that? So that mean the waters was over the land at first before he created the land and rise just above the waters, so it could be dry, right?
Right.
That's what it's saying. All right, let's go to Psalms 104 verse 5. Psalm 104 verse 5 through 9. Right, let's get that. I think we went there, but we still don't. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get a little bit.
Yeah, 104. Yeah, I can recall that one. Psalms. Okay, here we go. Psalm chapter 104,
verse 5.
104 and verse 5. Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever? Thou coverest it with the deep as with a garment.
He covered it with the deep. That's the waters, as with a garment. He covered the earth with the waters as with the garment. Go ahead.
The waters stood above the mountains.
You see that? That's how the water. That's when the water stood above the mountains. It's not talking about the flood of the time of Noah. No, it's talking because the earth was, laid flat in its course, right? It was laid flat, right? And the water set up right on top of it. You couldn't see dry ground. So that's how the waters were above the mountains. Go ahead.
Verse 7. At thy rebuke they fled.
At the rebuke, the waters fled. Go ahead.
At the voice of thy thunder they hasted away.
Go ahead.
They go up by the mountains.
They go up by the mountains and rivers. Go ahead.
They go down by the valleys unto the place which thou hast founded for them.
They fall off the mountains, waterfalls. That's how you get your waterfalls, down into the valleys and create the little rivers, right? Go ahead.
Verse 9, thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over.
Right, the shoreline. Go ahead.
that they turn not again to cover the earth.
Right. That they turn not again to do what?
To cover the earth.
To cover the earth. Right.
He promised that's the rainbow.
Right.
That's your rainbow, LGBT.
All right. We're back in Genesis 10.
Genesis, back in Genesis chapter 1 verse 10. And God called the dry land earth.
Right. He called the dry land earth.
And the gathering together of the waters called he seas.
Right. The gathering of the waters together called he seas. He named the seas. Different kind of seas. Go ahead.
And God saw that it was good.
Right. But you let the damn white man tell he gonna say he named it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got y'all precept for that bastard dudes. If a doctor come out and they say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Scientists say that he named the seas. No, the Most High named the seas. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree, yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so.
Hey, man, I got Isaiah 45:7. Oh, that's what we call it. I formed the light. Yeah, okay. And the darkness. Let's get that, man. Let's get that. I formed the light and darkness. Hey, that's heavy. Okay, that's heavy. Now that you think about it, that is kind of heavy, man. Yeah, wisdom is double, man. Isaiah 45 verse 7. Go ahead.
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness.
Read it again.
I form the light and create darkness.
We just found out what light and darkness is. Wisdom and evil, right? He formed the light and the darkness. Go ahead.
I make peace and create evil.
So we know that's what it's talking about now. At first I was thinking, oh, he created light and he created the night. You know what I'm saying? No, he's saying I created wisdom and then I created wickedness. You know what I'm saying? I created what? What else?
I make peace.
I make peace
and create evil.
And create evil. See that? Go ahead.
I, the Most High, do all these things.
I, the Most High, do all these things. Oh, praises, man. Let me mark that real quick so I don't miss that again. I like that. God said, let there be light, and okay, that's in the orange mark.
If you ain't got powerful clarity, I'm definitely gonna watch the replay and double back on these precepts, man. Then y'all brothers online, y'all able to take notes and pause.
Right, y'all got.
Well, I'm gonna go back and watch it and get my precepts.
They're real. All right, we go. So we just went to verse 11 saying, God said, let the earth bring forth grass and the herb yielding seed and fruit tree and yielding fruit after its kind whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. It says whose seed is in itself. So what is that saying? That saying that darkness is still upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? They creating seedless fruit, talking about something that it's only convenient. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to spit the seeds out. What the hell is that? That's just a spit away. You act like you lost 10 years of your life for spitting out a seed. No, they're trying to destroy what the Most High created and try to create, because they always want to be seen as by us as their gods. You know what I'm saying? They want us to see them as a god. That's what it is, right? That's why they say they got the best doctors. And we say when the Most High do allow you to keep your breath, you know what I'm saying, and save you, they say this person saved your life, this doctor. No, man. They always want to be seen as they're our God, but they're not, man. So the Most High brought forth grass and herb yielding seed and fruit tree that got its own seed in itself. Go ahead, verse 12, bro.
Verse 12, Genesis 1:12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind. And the tree yielding fruit,
right,
whose seed was in itself, after his kind. And the Most High saw that it was good.
Go ahead.
13, and the evening and the morning were the third day.
Go ahead.
Verse 14, and the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven.
You see that? And Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven. All the Saturday, all the Saturday Sabbatarians, but they love this verse right here. This ties into their Saturday Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? This is how they try to break down the Saturday Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't even know the Apocrypha exists. But we finna break that thing down for you right now. Go ahead, bro. Read it again.
Verse 14. And the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night.
Right.
And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
I thought he divided the day from the light way back in on the first day of creation, right? Here we is in the fourth day of creation. And he's saying, it sounds like he's saying the same thing. This is why brothers, you know what I'm saying, they get caught, man. They get caught. They ain't reading, they ain't trying to break down every verse, man, and these words, man. You got to understand, it's reading comprehension and simple mathematics when you deal with the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and he said let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. Right? Go ahead, bro. Let's go.
Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
Go ahead.
And the Most High made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.
Right.
He made the stars also.
That's just saying what he did in day one, the first day of creation. He made them, but he didn't make them illuminate right then. Right? It said, see, I see where they get it from verse 16. That's where they get tore up at. Read it again.
Verse 16. And God made, the Most High made two great lights.
Right. You see that made word. He made them. See, right there, he made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And then close the book. No, you make a bold statement. You got to go precept upon precept, line upon line.
Break that down, man.
You got to break that down. Let's get Second Esdras. Let's get Second Esdras 6:45. This one precept right here, just, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to go no further after this one precept. Second Ezra talks about the day of creation in Second Ezra chapter 6.
Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 45.
And we all go to Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 54 when we're proving, everybody came from Adam. Brothers, because boy, they could damn near recite that thing word for word, man, without even reading it, man. That they so good at that, but they never read Second Ezra 6:45. They never went there. You see that? But it's all to keep their Saturday going. That's what it is. It's all to keep that Saturday Jewish fable going. That's all it's to do, right? And yeah, we're gonna keep talking about it all year. I don't care what brothers say. All them brothers talk about it. The brothers keeping Saturday. I don't care. I don't give a damn what you say. You know what I'm saying? We doing this for the Heavenly Father. Psalm 94:16 says, who will stand up for me against the evildoer?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just by if you're eating goddamn crab shalom, you know what I'm saying? That's evil as hell to the Most High. You see that? Go ahead, bro.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 45. Upon the fourth day
of creation,
thou commandest that the sun should shine.
You see that? Go ahead.
And the moon give her light.
And the moon give her light. Go ahead.
And the stars should be in order.
See, the Most High put all of them three in that one verse, because if he just said, thou commandest that the sun shall shine. You know what I'm saying? See, yeah, he commanded the sun to shine on the fourth day, but not the moon and the stars. No, read it again, bro.
Second Ezra 6:45.
Go ahead.
Upon the fourth day.
The fourth day.
Thou.
It didn't say Wednesday. Upon the fourth day.
Right. Thou commandest that the sun should shine. And the moon give her light.
And the moon give her light.
And the stars should be in order.
Follow right in order. Everything in order. It's order about the Most High, man. That's that order, man. Everything is order. Appointed. When Most High give the order, it's appointed. Straight up, everything. It's appointed. You can't appoint your own goddamn time.
Right.
You can't appoint a damn thing when it comes to the Heavenly Father, man. You can't say you're going to serve him how you want to serve him. You know what I'm saying? Who are you?
Right.
So that right there, everybody need to take 2nd Ezra 6:45 and write it next to Genesis 1:14 through 16. And know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, write it next to 16 where it says made two great lights. Know what I'm saying? Because he made them two great lights to shine. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Deal with that, man. That's for all the brothers out there that, you know what I'm saying, that if they try to, you know what I mean? If they try to suck you off in their doctrine or whatever, you know what I'm saying, try to have you tossed to and fro. Because, you know, it's all type of doctrine out here these days. They got all type, there's so many out here, all shapes and sizes. You know what I'm saying? They even got the one size fit all doctrine.
Yeah, man.
All right, what I got Deuteronomy 4:19 over here.
You need that?
Yeah, let me see what that said. Deuteronomy 4:19. That's a little footnote, man. Let me see what that says. I'm there.
When thou lift up thine eyes to heaven, thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars being on the ocean is driven.
Okay, yeah, read that. Hey.
All right, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19.
Right, let's go to you false witness bearing brothers out there, man. We know we Israel. We ain't no damn heathens. We don't worship the moon. But the Most High appointed the customs of the moon, its phases, so we would know how to number our days.
His calendar.
That's all, man. Brothers starting to say that we worship the moon, man. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't wicked as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? We go to Proverbs 6 and something. 6 and 16, I think. That it talks about these 6 things through the Most High hated.
Right.
Yea, 7 is an abomination, a lying tongue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers out there with a lying ass tongue, man. Lying on the sand, we're worshiping the moon. Ain't nobody worshiping no damn moon. Let's read this. Deuteronomy 4, verse 19.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, 19. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven.
Even all the hosts of heaven, even though you see the angels, right? A chariot. You see the chariots. Go ahead.
Shouldest be driven to worship them.
Right.
And serve them. To which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
Right. We're not supposed to worship those things. He divided that to all the nations under the heaven. That's why Africans could do that, still drink blood, smoke elephant's dung, right? Wear big funny lip plates and everything, and still like thrive as a people, right? Know what I'm saying? And then they post their damn. No, we're gonna just go keep. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the moral of that is, we don't worship no moon. We're not the children of darkness. We're the children of light, meaning wisdom. We know who the hell we are, and we know what was commanded of us to do here on earth, man. We keep the ordinance, the customs of the moon phases as days, right? To number, by number. That's what we do with the moon. We know the moon and everything. The host of heaven was given to these other nations. Read 20.
Verse 20. But the Most High hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt.
Right. See, we was doing those things when we was in the iron furnace in Egypt, and we're still in the iron furnace. We're still in that iron furnace today, and this brother still keeping the customs of this place. Yeah, some of our sleep brothers and our awakened brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You keeping your fables. You know what I'm saying? Because Jewish people with them curly cues having gay parades over in the Holy Land, they keep Saturday as their Shabbat day. Right. So yes, you're keeping their custom just like the iron furnace back when we was in Egypt. Go ahead.
To be unto him a people of inheritance.
Right.
As ye are this day.
Right, that's what we're supposed to do. Be a people unto the Most High as an inheritance.
Set apart.
Set apart, man. So, beautiful. I like how the Genesis turned out. It went right down my alley. I like that.
Right.
Rebuke alley.
Yeah, right. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and finish Genesis out. And as a matter of fact, that's going to be, man, we could do a part 2 on that, man. God, bro. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Alabaster Box. We just did. Yeah. Let's go ahead and finish off the 4th day, though. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and go to verse 17 and finish off that 4th day.
Yeah. Genesis 1 and 17. And the Most High set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
You see that? He set them in the firmament of heaven. All right? You see that?
Right.
Go ahead.
18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the Most High saw that it was good.
Right. He saw that it was good, right? Because it divided the light from the darkness, right? Those ordinances. It divided light how? Because, you know what I'm saying, these damn vampires, they don't want to be out in the daytime. You know who the vampires is. They be a Friday night, Saturday night in the club, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll sleep all damn day. And then as soon as the night fall, they be right back out. Wickedness. Going about their wicked night, man. I was doing it too. I was in the world, so I did it too, you know. But now the Heavenly Father woke us up out of there, right? Like we got back in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 4 through 6, yeah. So, all right. So, and that, he said, in the morning and evening was the fourth day. Okay. Beautiful, man. So, that's going to be the first part to the creation right there, man. Genesis. Genesis chapter 1. Hope y'all like them precepts, man. Hope y'all love this class, man. Y'all brother willing to come visit, man. You know where we at. 109-201 North 56th Street, Suite 258. Tampa, Florida 33617. We about to move soon, probably in another building in this same. We're gonna inform everybody before we do it. But if it be the Most High willing, hopefully we can find something different, man. Actually, because we starting to discern the little craftiness that the heathen that own this building is trying to pull on us brothers. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but we're gonna keep y'all updated with it. You know what I'm saying? For our YouTube viewers and Periscope viewers. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, we're going to read Alabaster Box and call it a night, man, because I'm tired, sleepy.
Yes, Matthew chapter 26, verse 6 through 13. Now, when the Messiah was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman, having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When the Messiah understood it, he said unto them, why trouble you the woman? For she had wrought a good work upon me.
The main orchestrator of that was Judas Iscariot. You find that out too when you're reading that. You know what I'm saying? He immediately ran, you know what I'm saying, after this, ran and go tell because he done got shut down because he couldn't make a couple of extra dollars. Money hungry, Negro. Go ahead.
Verse 11, for ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial.
Right, she did it for my burial. Go ahead.
Verily, I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her.
All praise to the Heavenly Father, man. You know what I'm saying? This day 18, we signing off. We giving quadruple honors to the Heavenly Father. We giving triple honors to the Messiah. All right. And we're giving double honors to the elders out there, the true sincerity and truth elders, man. Know what I'm saying? Not you elders that just letting everything just happen and just to happen, man, in your camps, man.
Go along and get them.
Know what I'm saying? And we giving single honors to the brothers and sisters out there pushing this truth and sincerity and truth, man. Once again, this is Tampa Israelites, man. No big fancy names. Just with it, Tampa Israelites, right?
Straight down the green, right?
Right down. That's it.
And for everybody in Hillsborough County,
right,
surrounding counties,
right?
Man. You're Tampa Israelite, whether you like it, love it, believe it or not,
right, man.
If your father identifies with Deuteronomy chapter 28,
right,
man.
Right,
yeah, right, man.
All are welcome, and we're saying shalom, grace, and peace.
That's that track, man. For our Periscope, you get a little bonus. You know we keep the music flowing in here, man. Shalom, grace, and peace, man. Beautiful class, always Monday night, closing out. Day 18, the second month.
Ain't no use trying to figure me. Everything I do is different. We ain't of this world that we living in.
All the knowledge
we receive from the Spirit.
That all going too.
From it all we be separated.
First Thessalonians, that thing came right on time. Trying to find out something to do with that darkness.
Everything that we do is different. Everything I do be original. 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 Everything I do be original.
Everything I do be original.
Everything I do be original.